And every pastor or every preacher, because there are people, they have the gift to preach. They're not like ordained ministers here, but they have the gift to preach. Right? And you spend a lot of time with God. You pray. You consult the Holy Spirit of God. And it's a lot of work. Now, all of that time that you have to invest into preparing for preaching, you have competing demands with family and all of that. And it becomes extremely difficult because you have to be able to get the family to understand that this time, like we said yesterday, the choice must be a front-wheel drive. You have to do a 70-30 balance, bias to the front. So preaching takes a lot of your emotional strength. There are times that as a minister, you prepare a sermon, and then Saturday night, you notice that, look, you need a new sermon. Or sometimes you prepare from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Saturday night, you haven't gotten the sermon for Sunday yet. And Sunday is actually coming with speed of a rocket. It puts a lot of stress on you because Sunday you have to be here. Whether you are prepared or not, you have to be here. And you see, if you do things without preparation, it takes a lot of mental energy from you. It puts a lot of strain on you. The minister, you haven't gotten a choice. You have to be here. So, preparing for preaching, teaching, and then pastoral care. Pastoral care, it must be something that the minister does all the time. But it comes with a lot of strain because, yesterday I mentioned something. Compassion fatigue. We will get into that a lot more. So pastoral care could actually come with compassion fatigue, but it's something that you have to do. Because of pastoral care, sometimes pastors or ministers or church leaders get a call in the middle of the night. And you can't say you won't answer. You can't. I remember something happened to me some time ago where I got a call just around 1 a.m. And there was somebody that was actually dying. So I've got to actually drive the person to the major hospital in about 3 hours. And this is somebody that's dying. That it was a Saturday night. Sunday morning, I must be preaching. So we had to start the journey. So as a pastor, I was concerned. And parents were in the car. So I had to overspeed because we must get to the hospital. And for those of you who knows the dynamics of driving in Ghana, it's actually quite a complex situation. And we had to. When we went to the hospital, we got to the hospital, there was nobody there. There was no doctor, there was no nurse, there was nobody there. And then I had to actually turn the hospital into church to actually pray. We met a security man, he said, you have to go home and come the next day. As a pastor, my brain was so really loaded that we have driven 3 hours to this place. Going back, I don't know what's happening to this young man. He may die. So I had to actually command the almightiness of God. On our way back, he got back to his senses. He didn't die. But there was so much stress on me. I said that, this is pastoral care. When I got a call, I couldn't say no. And I had to. So all of these are part of our daily livings. The visitations. There are people you even want to go and visit them. You get there, they are not expecting you. The attitude shows that they are not expecting you. But you have to. I told you something yesterday. Whether perception or real, stress hormones will react. So you want to go visit somebody and you notice that the person is not expecting you. Once you consume that this person is not expecting you, it triggers stress hormones. And that's why yesterday I gave you the personal help tips for you too. So you go there, you notice the person is actually not expecting you. You have to start your deep breathing. Because it's actually going to help you. Now, we say promoting social cohesion. You don't have to be a pastor to do that. Even the evangelists we have in our midst, all of them get to do that. Right? And evangelism is one of the toughest things to do. There are people, they get really stubborn, but your goal is to win them to Christ. So you continue and you continue and you continue and you continue. Now, it puts stress on you. Now, if you are an evangelist and you are married, especially when you are a woman and you are married, there are times that you've got to get your husband to understand that you have to go for outreach. What that means is that a lot of the things, maybe it sits very well with your dynamics here, but in Ghana, it doesn't. Right? A lot of the things the man will have to do on his own. But the mentality in Ghana is, why did I get married to you? If I have to do my own cooking, if I have to do my own washing. So it put a lot of stress on you. So an evangelist may be the way you want to respond to the call. Because of these dynamics, you are not able to. Now, all of that put a stress on you because this is what you feel like doing. But circumstances are actually stopping you from doing. And it creates a strain. Anything that creates a strain on you, it will trigger stress response. Now, if you look to the next one, that's outreach and evangelism, network initiative, building relationships with other churches. Now, all of these are what we do in the ministry. Now, sorry. Okay. Now, again, administrative duties and financial concerns, staff finances, communication, updates. As a pastor, you are not the administrator, but you carry the strain of every department. So the conversation of every department is your conversation. I think that the pastor is truly a superman, powered by the Spirit of God. Because administrative concerns are very difficult concerns, especially if you are not an administrator. Now, if you look to the next one, public expectation. That is really tough. So the public is expecting a standard from you, even people who don't belong to your church. They have an expectation of you. And sometimes the expectation doesn't sit with your reality. They expect you to behave in a certain way, and that's not your reality. Even for you to question that, why are these people who are not members of my church expecting me to behave in this way? It triggers stress in you. So you've got to be able to identify all of that. Then we come to integrity, compassion, humility. Okay, now, the toughest one again. Existential church burdens. This is your own problems as a minister. Now, look at the components. Church conflicts. Church conflicts comes in many variations. We have obscured ones. That's just you, the pastor, that knows about it. Now, it says, grieve from sad events. As a minister or as a leader of a group, even if you are the music department leader, the grief of the members is your grief as well, because it is transferred to you. Right? And then declining membership is a problem and a worry, to the mental health of the minister or the leader of the church, declining membership. Then we say overwhelming debt. It goes with administrative duties and financial concerns. Political divisions. I don't know how it plays out in America, but in Ghana, it's a tough thing. Really, really tough thing. Where you have part of your membership, in one political party and another in political party. You know what it does? You, the pastor, you have to make sure you don't stick your neck out. So people ask you, so pastor, what party do you think will win? You say, we are praying to God. You should never stick your head out because political division is skin deep. It's a really tough thing, particularly in Ghana. The moment they discover, but everybody's got the space and the freedom to belong to any political party that you want to. But in church dynamics, it's a tough thing. So as a pastor, it's difficult. I know pastors in Ghana, they don't vote. You know why they don't vote? Because you come across church members in the queue. And when you come across church members in the queue, some are very curious. In the queue, they are chatting you up and following you closely. So political divisions become, existential church burden. Now, then the final one we actually got to talk about is unsupportive leaders. It's another tough one that will give pastors a lot of stress. Unsupportive church leaders. Because if you have unsupportive church leaders, it's very stressful. You can't communicate. You can't have the same mind to actually work towards progress.